Almost 100 years ago, we did a dangerous deal, the Munich Pact. So let me tell you something about happened a long time ago back in 1938. This is a true story about a big problem that was handled in a way that caused even bigger problems later on. So what happened? Well, back then, there was a country called Germany, led by a guy with a really funny mustache. Funny mustache guy wanted more land for Germany, and he claimed that a part of the country in Czechoslovakia, called the Sudetenland, should belong to him. He said this area was full of German speaking people, so it should be part of Germany. Czechoslovakia, well, they didn't agree. The Sudetenland was a very important part of their country and a lot of factories, natural defenses, and resources. Germany was really strong, and Funny Mustache Guy was threatening to take it by force. So, what was the deal? Well, instead of going to war to stop Funny Mustache Guy, leaders from powerful countries like Britain and France decided to make a deal with him in a city called Munich, and they signed something called the Munich Pact. Now, this deal that they sat down with this guy said basically Germany could take the Sudetenland from Czechoslovakia. In return, he promised not to take any more land. The leaders thought this deal would keep the peace. In fact, the British leader, Neville Chamberlain, came home and he told everyone it was peace for our time. People were relieved because they were afraid of another big war. And Neville Chamberlain was able to kind of lower spending on the military in Britain to try to save a little bit of money. The lack of a military meant that it was also kind of hard for Britain to jump in and help out. Now, what were the consequences of this? At first, it seemed like the deal worked. There was no war immediately. But what happened next showed that the Munich Pact was a big darn mistake. Funny Mustache Guy did not stop. Just a little bit later in 1939, he took over all of Czechoslovakia, breaking his promises. The other leaders looked really weak. In response to giving in to the demands, Britain and France showed that they were afraid to stand up to him. And this made Germany even bolder. Then you had a bigger war start. In 1939, Germany invaded Poland, and this time Britain and France couldn't ignore it. That invasion ended up starting World War II, war that involved almost the whole world. It really sucked. A lot of people suffered. So the Munich Pact taught us that sometimes trying to avoid a fight can lead to an even bigger fight. The leaders thought they could stop a war by giving Funny Mustache Guy what he wanted, but he only wanted more. And instead of stopping him early, they waited until he was a lot stronger, which made the eventual war big and worse. Sometimes you just want to stand up to bullies, right? Before they take more and more. If you let a bully get away with small things, they're going to think they can do anything. And that is what happened after the Munich Pact. Pretty stupid move. So hope we don't do it again.